I am Sharon Chirwa and I welcome you to another edition of Business Time right here on Times Television. This is a magazine program in which we look at some of the major business stories happening in Malawi and beyond. Coming up in the program today, Afreximbank sets aside $1.4 billion to Malawi bankable projects. FDH Bank to list on the Malawi Stock Exchange by June next year. We have these and other stories. Do stay with us. Expectations are high among industry sector players of access to cheap finance following an announcement of a $1.4 billion set aside to support Malawi bankable project. This follows a visit by Africa Export and Import Bank, Afrexim President Benedict, who met business moguls in Lilongwe. His visit comes at a time access to finance remains a huge challenge to businesses, with commercial banks offering short-term financing which are relatively high when compared to other countries in the region. MBL Holdings Managing Director Lando Airlink says his firm has a number of bankable projects.
The bank is big. It's one of the biggest banks in Africa. So, the money that they can give is more than everyone. Any company in Malawi it can utilize, because let's say the transaction that they do, they give $2 million. $2 million that the government will benefit, the private sector they will benefit. So it's a huge amount of money that needs to be used. But what is very important is to give in a very bankable and a good project that they can support and make sure that it will be able to pay back. That's the bottom line. During the time of Bingu, we had already signed a term sheet with them, to finance $200 million on the Selcom project, and we already signed $30 million as a bridging finance. So it was done. So it's just a matter of reviving and making sure that we roll out our project. This company, in a year's time, it will be on. We have already done part of the infrastructure. What is remaining now is equipment. Infrastructure has been funded fully by MBL Holdings. So what is remaining now is just the equipment. You can go and visit. It's not very far. It's here at City Center, also in Nzuzu, in Blantyre also. We have already the infrastructure done, meaning the housing for the equipment. To put in batteries, equipment, everything that is needed.
Mike Mlomba is Countrywide Group of Companies Managing Director.
We are very happy, and we have got a confidence that these people are going to assist us, especially, our main challenge is access to finance. We may have billionaires in Malawi in the future if these people are going to assist, especially indigenous Malawians. I was very happy because I've seen a lot of indigenous Malawians coming to present their bankable projects, inclusive Countrywide Group of Companies. We have presented our projects. If all goes well, we are going to be taken on board so that maybe we can use the money to finish our projects from Kinteche, from Blantyre, and even other parts of Malawi. According to all our projects, we have asked for about $20 million. And these people, they cannot come here and say, I want 500,000, I want $1 million. They start from 10 million above. So we have presented all our projects. It's up to them to say, no, we are going to start with this. But what we have presented, the cost is about $20 million so that we can finish all our projects countrywide.
One of the country's high street banks, FDH Bank, has said to be listed on the Malawi Stock Exchange by June 2020 to fulfill one of the conditions for the purchase of Malawi Savings Bank, MSB. During a press briefing held at its offices in Blantyre, the bank's chairperson, Tom Mpinganjira, said the decision was made after stability was seen in the business since merging the two banks. He added the move has delayed because they found the position of MSB worse than was portrayed by the sellers at the time of the purchase.
As you know, when we bought Malawi Savings Bank, one of the conditions of our agreement was that within 3 years we were going to take the bank to the stock exchange, because the government has what we call a residual stake that it did not sell. And the intention of the government was that when the bank has been cleaned up, the Malawi Savings Bank has been cleaned up, we should then go to the market and sell to Malawians. So Malawians can have a share of a bank that was once owned by government. In other words, their own bank. And that process should have happened within 3 years. So that means that we should have gone by 2018. But we asked for an extension because we had a lot of work to clean up Malawi Savings Bank after we merged. As I said, in total, from 2015 to 31 December 2018, during that 4-year period, we have had non-performing loans from the past in Malawi Savings Bank amounting to 40 billion that we've just written off. Put simply, it's like taking money and throwing it in sheer reef. 40 billion Malawi kwacha, because it was useless. So now we have cleaned up. We were left 2019 to observe whether there's going to be any shocks or anything like that. And what we have seen by the end of the half year is that I think we are ready to go. And we are coming to the market, Malawians. Put together your money, keep it. I know that from as far back as 2007, Malawians wanted to invest in First Discount House or in the FDH Group. Now the opportunity is coming. By 30 June, we would have sold our shares to Malawians.
The bank has also entered a partnership with MultiChoice Malawi to facilitate GoTV and DSTV payments. Chiwema Mangazi reports.
In a quest to enhance customer convenience when paying for GoTV and DSTV subscriptions, MultiChoice Malawi has entered a partnership with FDH Bank in a deal that will see its customers paying through the bank's digital platforms. Announcing the partnership on Wednesday in Blantyre, FDH Bank Head of Personal and Business Banking, Kawawan Sabato, said the partnership borders on the bank's core values, which, among others, are to offer convenience and first-class service to its customers. He further said the payment system will be accessible to both customers and non-customers of the bank at no cost.
This partnership means we're bringing convenience to customers that want to pay through DSTV. We're adding to the channels that already were there. That's why we're saying multiple choices. But we're saying multiple choices because as FDH we're offering much more than just a branch, even though the branch is also key, because we're talking about 52 branches here. So the footprint gives people a lot of access to be able to pay DSTV and Core TV with much convenience. But we're also saying we're not stopping at the branch, because people can pay through our digital platforms, FDH Mobile, FDH Wallet, FDH One Click. So even though they are not even a customer of FDH, they can go pay through the branch, but they can also pay through their wallet, through their phone. So that's a lot of convenience, and that's why it's a happy day today, this partnership. Yeah, that's an arrangement between us and MultiChoice, but the customer doesn't get to pay anything. So all they get is convenience now. There's all these possibilities in terms of channels that they can use for payment. So it's a benefit for the customer, and it's a partnership that us and MultiChoice feels eventually to benefit both organizations as well as the customer.
MultiChoice Malawi General Manager Augustine Banda said the initiative highlights the company's business desire to create sustainable value within Malawi.
The partnership basically entails the fact that both FDH and MultiChoice are looking out for their customers. We understand that we have mutual customers, and that to give them convenience, we need to work together, form synergies that bring convenience. And we believe that the sort of innovation that has been brought forward by both organizations will bring convenience to FDH customers and others actually who do not bank with FDH, and of course our customers. Generally, it's about bringing technologies together, and that's really what it is about. It's allowing FDH access to our database and vice versa, and then working off each other to create a platform that will allow customers to make payment for our bouquets.
Customers will be able to pay for subscription through the bank's 52 service centers, 92 ATMs, over 200 bankable Como agents across the country, and mobile phones.
Remember, this is Business Time on Times Television, right here on Times TV. We'll be back in 60 seconds. following the launch of Old Mutual Community Transformation Project in June this year to support skills development aimed at empowering individuals who will in turn uplift their communities, Old Mutual Malawi Limited employees have joined teachers of Naocha Primary School in Julobwe, Blantyre to paint the school buildings. Martin Yeo compiled a report read by Steve Chauluga.
The initiative is partly motivated by Mandela Week celebrations, which will reach climax on 18th July, Mandela Day, a day when South African anti-apartheid revolutionary Nelson Mandela was born. Old Mutual Chief Executive Officer Edith Gia said the company is set to donate 200 desks to Naocha Primary School and hand over the painted building to the school authorities in celebrating Nelson Mandela.
This is a team of us from Old Mutual, Malawi. We are here as part of the Nelson Mandela Week initiative. Today we are painting classrooms. Our initiative for this year's Nelson Mandela Week, we have identified a need to paint the classrooms here at Naocha Primary School. We will also be donating 250 desks on Thursday to Naocha Primary School. The total amount for this initiative for this week is 5 million kwacha, and we are very grateful to our parent company, Old Mutual Limited in South Africa, who have also contributed a significant amount towards this initiative. Why we chose Naocha? A few weeks ago, we launched the Naocha Community Transformation Program, and for that particular program, what we are doing is to identify needs that the community have here around Naocha. And through the needs that we are identifying, we are also seeking partners to come and work with us. They come in with their technical contribution as well as financial contribution. The priority needs that we have identified for now include water. As you have seen in this campus, the primary school campus, there is one borehole. This borehole serves the 4,000 plus students at Naocha Primary School, as well as the community around. You can see that the pressure or the demand there is very high. So especially on a school day, the school kids are fighting to use the borehole, whilst the community also wants to use. So we have identified a partner who's going to come in and put in some more water points so that we can relieve the pressure for the community as well as the school.
Naocha Primary School Deputy Head Teacher Maureen Mikwala said the school appreciates the cordial relationship with Old Mutual, which started a long time ago.
They have been coming now and then. They have seen the shortages we have when we are performing our duties. So they saw that when they looked around the school, they noted that the desks are not enough and also the classrooms are dirty. That's why today they have decided to paint them, because we have 4,800 runners against the 36.
Old Mutual has spent 5 million kwacha on painting and desks. About 4 million kwacha of the funds came from the parent company in South Africa.
Lando Airlink, a subsidiary of the Lando Malawi Group, will finally launch its long-awaited Lilongwe-Mzuzu-Lukoma Island flight on Friday, operating under the IATA W4 designated code. Sam Banda has the story.
The development comes barely 3 months after Lando Airlink announced the inception of the new route. Lando Operations Manager Amir Kar said they were happy to finally launch the flight.
We are launching the first scheduled flight on the proposed Lilongwe-Mzuzu-Lukoma-Lilongwe route. Yes, it has been a slight delay due to some documentation that we needed to sort out with the civil aviation, which we have managed to finalize. So tomorrow as you said, is the first scheduled service. We have got some demand on that flight. It seems Malawians are taking it into their own hands to try and support us, which is very, very good for us. We've got a lot of inquiries and it looks very positive. We wanted to launch this flight in order to ease the access to the north. So basically, we noted that it's very expensive to travel to the north on business because the time it takes for you to drive up to the north, you almost always have to overnight. So the costs that one incurs to do business up north, we're talking overnight transport and time as well. Time is a huge factor. So if we're going to introduce that Zuzu Likoma Lilongwe flight in the morning and return in the afternoon, one can actually go up north and do business in a single day. So it saves him a lot of and time as well. From our side, we just want to urge Malawians to try and support this venture that we have proposed. Like I said, it's very affordable and we want a lot of people to try and get on this flight. We have the access between Zuzu and Likoma. For some people, they've never been to Likoma before because they're scared of the boat. Now we have introduced flights that people can get onto. So from our side, we just want to urge Malawians to try and travel more with us. We will try our best to accommodate them as best as we can.
Ulendo Managing Director Lob McConaughey said processes such as certification of the new aircraft type, safety measures, and regulatory approvals delayed the launch of the flight services. McConaughey said everything was now in black and white and that the new Donia 228 had been cleared for commercial travel. He further said the 15-seater Donia 228, which is the latest addition to the Lando Airlink fleet, successfully completed its maiden excursion on the new route on July 5, 2019, with various officials and passengers on board. The Ulendo Malawi Managing Director added that the company would run an introductory offer this month and that customers who buy a ticket during this time would get a 25% discount on their next ticket. He said the offer is valid until December 31st, 2019. Ulendo also indicated that they were in partnership with many sports clubs in the country and had extended a 10% discount to all club members who have a valid club membership. McConaughey said the new flight would operate 6 frequencies per week, with a morning flight on Monday, an evening flight on Sunday, and same-day return flights on Wednesday and Friday. He also said the maximum flight duration is 50 minutes Lilongwe to Mzuzu and offers the possibility of onward charters to areas such as Nyika National Park and Karonga, as well as connecting road transfers with Ulendo to northern lakeshore areas such as Nkatabe, Chinteche, and Kande Beach. Ulendo Malawi Group started operating in 1998, primarily as an inbound tour operator. I am Sam Banda Jr. in Blante.
Total Malawi on Thursday morning saw off one of its fuel attendants who had exceptionally sold its products and a customer who emerged lucky winner of an air ticket in a raffle draw at Chileke Airport to watch the final of the Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt this Friday. Chimama Mangazi reports.
Total Malawi Communications Officer Kondwan Matupa said the global company, being the official sponsor of the Continental Football Showpiece, decided to excite its local customers with the gesture.
Total Global is the official sponsor for the Africa Cup of Nations. So locally we held a few activities to also animate the event locally. One of those was a promotion which we held on our forecourts in our service stations. And we were trying to just appreciate our customers and our few attendants. And so The winners, we had one customer win, the other winner was an attendant, and these guys were sending to watch the final of the Africa Cup of Nations. It's about 1.6 million for both of them to go and attend, but apart from the flights themselves, there is accommodation as well.
David Chitando, a transport officer at Surface Investment in Mulanje, who won the ticket, thanked the company, stressing that it goes a long way to cement the relationship between customers and the company.
Very excited. This is my first time to travel to Egypt, so I'm just so happy, as you can see. Yeah, I only purchased Total Malawi products, so I was given a ticket to fill up. Then thereafter, I was involved in the raffle draw. So when I got a call from Total Malawi head office that I'm a winner of the air ticket. Sure. Using them for so long, so I've got a trust with them. Yeah, that's why I always use Total products.
Limbe Ishmael Service Station Fuel Attendant Chikumbutso Saya thanked the company for the gesture, stressing that it motivates the employees to work even harder.
I'm an attendant. We do help several customers at our filling stations. So there was this competition. So there was a customer and an attendant. So we did that to fill the forms, customer and me. Then later on, we take a photo from that form. Our bosses take the photos and send to the head office. After some days, so he called me on my phone. Then I talked to them. He asked me my details. I gave them. So later on, around afternoon, should be 2 p.m. So he called me, "Oh, boy, you have won. You have this opportunity." So I was very happy at that time. Very, very happy.
On that note, we've come to the end of business time right here on Times Television. Until next week, I am Sharon Chirwa. But always remember, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense.